Okay, so quick teardown video of a Dash robot. I don't know if this will help anyone at all, but I couldn't find many teardown videos online for these things. So this is a battery refresh we're going to do on this particular model. Had a few of these sent to me from a STEM organization in the UK. They use them for their classroom-based coding lessons. So we just need remove a couple of hex screws from the base here. There's a couple of different lengths in there. I'm not going to go into detail too much about the teardown here. It's mainly just for like visual reference, or for anybody who needs to sort of see how these things work, the internals and how it's wired. It's not the easiest thing to take apart. You've got a little PCB here. There's 3 screws holding the main base into the head cover there that you need to take out. But you also need to be mindful as well that the head itself is connected via 2 distinct cables. One of them here, I believe this is the power, and there is another array that I'm going to unplug now. There's no ribbons here, it's all wire based, so you do have to be careful. If you pull on these cables too much, you can disconnect the cables from the actual connectors. But they are fed through these, the 2 cables you need to remove to get the head taken off the robot. So you basically feed those through. There's like a little channel that goes through the center of the console there, that black piece of plastic. Once you've removed the 3 screws, and they're all Phillips head, once you've taken the actual bottom cover off, you will pop the wheels out, and then you will see that the cables for the head that are threaded onto the PCB, they go through this little conduit here, this little gearing system. You might have to thread it through with a pair of precision tweezers or what have you. Be very careful not to turn the head whilst it's disconnected, or turn any of the motors or cogs while the robot is off, because if you then try to put it back together, the head can be out of sync and it can be facing the wrong way. It can be like turned slightly to the left, or completely the opposite direction. A couple more little connectors to pull off here. This, I believe, was for the speaker, and a few other little sensors that are in the top part. But once you've sort of disconnected that and unhook them from the little clip that keeps everything nice and neat, that will free the head assembly completely. So as I say, just try not to turn the head or move any of the motors. This is also a good opportunity when you get this far to give these robots a quick service, because obviously they've been used for a long time. They can be covered in all kinds of dust and gunk. This is the USB micro USB power connector there, that it's a cover that just sits on the top that I'm just removing, which is the next step, because we need to remove this PCB board now. There's 3 screws holding it down. I'm going to point them out for you now, but there's 3 Phillips head screws, and there are 2 screws that hold down the that little connector there that actually turns the head itself. So that's like the little motor. What I'm disconnecting there is the 2 front wheel motors, and these are 2 IR sensors that sit on the front of the robot as well, and they all need to be disconnected. Probably might seem a bit overwhelming the first time you actually see this, but once you've done it a couple of times, you realize it's actually quite simple to do. Just making sure that everything is color coded, and to be honest, you can't connect the wrong cables to the wrong sockets. They're all quite unique, so you're not going to make any mistakes in that way. Just obviously remember which way you work and try and keep everything in some semblance of order in terms of the screws you remove. Lifting this little cap off the motor as well. Again, make sure not to turn anything or to reset anything, because the robot itself, once it boots, it will sort of like flex all of its motors, so if anything is out of sync, it can cause deeper issues there. But once you've got those 3 Phillips head screws removed from the PCB, that can lift straight up. Lift it off the post there. You can see by the micro USB connected, there's like a little plastic post that keeps everything in place. Lift that down and just fold it to one side. You don't need to unplug it with that last connector there. You can just fold it out of the way. Here again, overwhelming amount of screws, but there's only about 6 that you need to remove out of the dozen or so that are visible. These are the screws that are holding the chassis together. So some of the screws are there to just like a housing, like a cover that covers the gears and the cogs, and all of the little sort of turning wheels that sit underneath this assembly here. This is probably the most sort of important part of this, is that once you've removed all them screws, there's a couple of little clips you need to undo and everything will come apart, but just again make sure you don't sort of open the device up and start spinning the wheels of the cogs, because that can get everything out of sync for you. So yeah, literally just a handful of screws here to take out. These screws are all different lengths as well, so if you do take them out, be mindful when you're putting them back in, because you don't want to cross thread them into a shorter hole, or drive them through to like an internal board. That's me just removing the IR sensors that I unplugged before. So from this point on, you literally just want to get your fingers in between the two sides of the housing and start to pry it open. Now what you will need to do is, on the other side of this assembly, there's two little clips, so you might want to get something in, like a screwdriver or something, to unclip them, but there you go, you can see I've just achieved it there. Once I flip this up, the battery, which we can see the power connector for the battery, the red, blue and black wires there, that will just pop out. It's standard 18650. I think it's a 2200 milliamp hour battery, and all I'm doing here is swapping like for like. These are quite easily sourced online. I was able to sort of salvage a lot of components from other robots, so I was sent a handful of these robots, and they all had some kind of issue with them. Some of them had dead batteries, some of them had dead motors, dead sensors, so it was just a case of diagnosing what each one had. Some of them had broken micro USB charge connectors and they were beyond repair, despite replacing those charge ports. So they were the ones that you can see in the background I used as donors for the other machines that had repairable issues. So this is a point where you would maybe drop in a new motor to drive one of the forward wheels, or drop in a new sensor. There's various other sort of things that might need to be replaced in these robots, because they are quite a few years old now. But if you've got the spares, if you've got any donor robots, or if you need any spares, I guess just give me a shout if you think that there's any particular parts that you could salvage from this. I'm probably going to send these back to the STEM team that asked me to repair their robots for them, and keep it as like a repair stock for them, just to service any robots for them in the future. This is just a case now of working your way back, so obviously I'm not going to show you my sort of like reassembly part of the video, but what I would say is basically just work backwards from here. You should be able to get the robot back how it should have been, and that's it from me. Thank you.